Good morning. Today's day 4 of my 100-day video challenge, and I decided to do a little video from outdoors in a pretty park in Amityville before I go into the shop. I was thinking about different topics or themes to talk about, and I can't help but feel like the topic of being authentic and vulnerable is really something that has been resonating with me the past few days especially. A lot of choices that I've made have definitely gone against the grain in life and society. It's very confusing to people that know me, how I've decided to make such significant changes across so many important parts of my life, and especially while I was in the thick of making these decisions, people who were very, very concerned and care about me, were like, I don't know, Dan, this isn't really, you sure? And I wasn't sure about anything, and I'm not sure about anything still today. And often choices that are big and significant and which carry heavy consequences can be very scary. But I just knew that I needed major changes to be made because I couldn't keep going on the way that I was going on, because it wasn't authentic to me. So I decided to proceed with many choices, and even though people didn't understand it, I had to be true to myself and be authentic and genuine to my interests. And that runs the gamut from pursuing Reiki, energy healing. It's something I didn't even know about. I didn't even know what it was before I was introduced to it. Energy healing, and people thought that was weird. To my decision to stop drinking, which improved and enhanced my life in so many ways. To my decision to get a divorce after a lot of serious work and contemplation. To the decision to change my career, or to take a step back from my career, which I had worked 20 plus years to build, because I really wanted and felt drawn and called to be of service and to find more balance in my life and to do something that I had genuine passion and care and concern for. Not that I didn't like my job, I did in many aspects. I have amazing relationships and friends. But in terms of my gifts and what I was being called to do, I'm very quirky. I'm weird. People often scratch their heads at some of the things I do. And I've always been a little weird. I've always been a little different, and it caused me a lot of discomfort, and it was not easy at all growing up different or weird. But instead of shying away from it or suppressing that, I recognize now that those attributes are my unique qualities. So the fact that I now have a metaphysical shop, which is oils and crystals and healing and astrology and mediums and tarots and all of that, that's all stuff I've been doing since I'm a kid. It's stuff I was naturally drawn to. I've always had an interest in it. But as I got older and I was told all the things from society, like, okay, now it's time to be serious and be a grown-up and be an adult and get a good job and all that, I put those types of interests to the side, and I stopped being authentically true to my interests because I didn't want to be weird. I wanted to fit in, try to fit in. But then even when I tried to fit in, I didn't feel comfortable there because I'm weird. We're different. Everybody's different, but I think there should be more celebration about celebrating those differences and the quirks and the unique qualities. I love it. If somebody's quirky, I find that fascinating. I want to learn more about them. And I use my intuition to guide me. So for so many years, I used my brain, my head, my logical thinking to guide me and take the safe bet. And it led me down a path that I wasn't satisfied or fulfilled or nourished. My soul was definitely deprived. So finally I said, the hell with it. What do I have to lose? I've done it everybody else's way, but I haven't done it my way. Because I was not trusting my intuition. So then I finally said, that's going to guide me. My intuition's going to guide me. And I'm pretty pleased with how it's been guiding me. So that gut check here, that solar plexus, that's your higher self. That's your truth. That's your authenticity. And you should trust that. And I've also learned that it really helps to be vulnerable and to share openly and admit when you don't know something. And it's okay to say no to the things that you don't feel comfortable doing. Because if you're not comfortable, you have to honor yourself and your truth and your path. I definitely am not for everyone. And that's okay. Because I just want to attract those people that I am for. And I don't have to be everything to everyone. It's impossible. So, definitely a recovering people pleaser. I know many people can relate because I talk to them about it and they're like, me too. So, I know I'm not alone in feeling that way. But I think that's a train passing. Hold on a minute. I think if people are given permission to be their authentic selves without judgment, the world would be a better place. You know, instead of saying like, "Oh, you're different," and judging, say, "Oh, how interesting. Really interesting. That's so cool. I never learned about that. I never thought about things that way." And ever since I've relaxed my need for control and overthinking things, it's just been so much more fun and enlightening and interesting and fascinating. And I learn about people. I learn things that like people never ask about. Ask interesting questions of others. Really listen. It's fun. It's interesting. So, anyway, just do you. It's okay if everybody doesn't like you. It's okay if only a few people like you. As long as you like you can sleep better at night. Not worry so much. Because I know that I used to worry all the time about everything. What's so-and-so going to say? Who's going to think this? What's going to happen here? I still worry. I do. I'm trying to work on that. That's part of my work. But I know that I'm true to me. And if I'm not feeling up to doing something, I gracefully say no. And if I do believe in something, I'm going to advocate for it. Even if other people think I'm nuts. Because now I have people coming out of the woodwork saying, that's amazing that you changed so dramatically. How did you do that? And meanwhile, while I was doing it, so many people were judging and condemning and saying, oh, what about that? Don't do that. Don't do that. And if I listened to them, I'd still be in the same position. So I trusted myself, and I am far, far, far away from having all the answers. But I'm able to trust myself and figure it out. And then if I don't figure it out, and when I get to the next step, then I can think about it and try to figure out my next steps again. But I definitely am trusting myself more, and that's made all the difference in the world. So just do you. Be authentic to you, because you have special gifts that are trying to come out. So trust that. If you have an urge or a desire to do something, do it. Try it. Just, you don't have to explain it to anybody else. Do what feels right for you, okay? Have a great day. It's beautiful out. Bye.